Fortnite 2 Simpson theme season has finally dropped, and I have finally found the best controller settings that you absolutely need to be using if you want to have aimbot this season. And these settings are highly optimized for all the new changes this season, helping you lower your input delay and have better aim and smoother mechanics. And the best part is that these settings work for any controller player, whether you're on Xbox, PS4, PS5, Switch, or PC. But make sure you guys are using code DISC in the Fortnite item shop if you appreciate me giving you these aimbot settings. And make sure you watch until the very end, because this season is the most fun I've had on Fortnite in a long time. Enjoy. Oh! Wait, my aim's actually insane. I mean, I'm in there, bro. I don't care what kind of nerdy stuff you're on. I'm in there! Oh. 200. I almost lost. That kid just got actually destroyed, though. Dumb boy. Dumb boy. Why are you trying so hard, boy? Get out of my game, boy. I'm the best. Can't mess with me. Come on. Dude, you're so dog. Bro, you are so dog. Oh my God. I hate you, bro.
Yeah.
Your dog. Stop running like a...
Okay.
You ran like a in third party. You dog. Fuck. Jeez.
Okay,
You're trash. Literally trash. Nothing the same, but all change. Trash! The f off me. I'm 42 ping. All right, boys, so let's go ahead and hop right into these updated brand new best settings. So as you guys can see, I'm gonna be going through these pretty fast. So first up, I do play on full screen at 1920 by 1080. And this is obviously because I play controller on PC, but again, these settings work for any platform, any console, it does not matter. VSync is gonna be turned off. My frame rate limit is at 240 FPS, and that is simply because I have a 240 hertz monitor. Now, depending on whatever hertz monitor that you guys have, if you are on PC on controller, that needs to be what your frame rate limit is set as. So for example, if I have a 144 hertz monitor, then your monitor can't go anything above 140 FPS. So even if you put your frame rate limit at 240 FPS in Fortnite and you don't have a 240 hertz monitor, then you're not going to be getting 240 FPS, and it does cause input delay. So that's something to keep in mind, something that the pros don't tell you that your boy Disc is always going to tell you guys. And moving on to the rendering mode, I do play the legacy performance mode, not the brand new performance mode that they introduced. I personally like the old one. I find it that it saves my frames. I get less input delay on the old one rather than the newer one. And the only difference between the two is that the new performance mode uses DirectX 12, while the old one, aka Legacy, uses DirectX 11. Now for my brightness is at 117%, my user interface contrast is at 1x. My colorblind mode, a lot of people ask me for this every single video. Guys, it's always gonna be Triton 10. It allows me to see my enemies in the storm, especially if I'm gonna storm hold them. It really works well at OG Fortnite as well, so that's just something to keep in your mind. User interface parallax is obviously on. For my graphics quality settings, as you guys can see, if you guys are on console or anything else, or you just are on PC on controller and you play DirectX 12 and you don't play performance mode, you're gonna see a lot more settings, okay? But make sure every single setting is set to low or off except your view distance, because your view distance is what's gonna eat away at your frames. So I personally play on far. You guys can do whatever you want depending on whatever console, whatever PC that you play on. If you're on console, far will be fine. But if you like don't have the greatest PC in the world, I would recommend playing on medium, as that's gonna save you some frames. Everything else needs to be ticked to low or off, as you guys can see in the graphics quality portion of the settings. For my advanced graphics, of course, you guys can go ahead and, copy these down if you want. Here are my sound settings if you guys want to copy them down. This is how I'm able to pinpoint exactly where my enemies are, no matter where they are through the build fights. And I actually do get aimbot accusations because I can just pinpoint every single position that my enemies at. So yeah, make sure you guys go and copy these down right now. And again, we're just going to be going through these pretty fast, like I said. So if you guys want to, take the time to pause, go ahead and pause. For the movement, I don't have toggle sprint on, auto open doors on, mantle and hurdle activation, both going to be set to hold and press jump. Here are my combat settings if you guys want to go ahead and copy these down. My preferred item slots, what you guys need to take note of, especially if you're playing reload, is going to be shotgun, spray weapon, consumable, mobility, sniper, or mammoth pistol. As you guys can see, this is by far the best loadout that I have seen worked, especially in the Simpsons season with all the new heals and new mobility items and stuff like that. So make sure you guys change your preferred item slots, especially if you're on controller, because it really does matter. And that's going to help give you the upper hand as well in fights. Auto sort consumables to the right, of course. Reset building choice on, turbo building on. Editing, I do use both auto confirm, edit, and reset, as you guys can see. Contextual tips on, not that that really matters. And my minimum and maximum field of view on the extra game options is set to 75 and 105 degrees, with everything else going to be ticked to low or off except my replays. And make sure that the energy saving mode that they added in chapter 4 is always turned off, or this is going to eat away your frames. So you're going to see decreased performance in your PC. Just make sure it's turned off. Here's my UI settings. A lot of people ask me for this as well, so here you guys go. Cumulative, hit only 125 for the damage number scale and 90% on the HUD scale. Gyro options is everything turned off because I don't want it to mess with me at all, so I have everything turned all the way down, as well as the mode entirely just turned off. Obviously I don't play on keyboard and mouse, and neither do my buys, but here are the updated best pro controller settings that all the pros are using. Again, I took all the pros newest settings and I averaged them out to make one god tier setting on Excel spreadsheet. So as you guys can see, off, on, build immediately, builder pro on. Honestly, you can use controller auto run. It's all personal preference. Me personally, I don't like to use it. I like to really abuse the controller movement feature. It's one of the best advantages that controller players have. I don't like to use controller auto run. My edit hold time is at 0.1. My simple edit hold time is at 0.1 as well. My slide hold time is at 0.080 seconds. My reset camera axis is on pitch, and my reset camera time is on 0.1. Vibration is obviously off because we want to have 100% aim. We don't want anything affecting our aim. Aiming is one of the best advantages that controller players have, so why would you want to mess with it? Next, for quick weapon, I do not use quick weapon. I don't know any other pros who use quick weapon. It's a really cool concept. It just doesn't work that well. But anyway, here are the grits and gravy. Here are the settings, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys go and copy these down. So for your look, it's going to be 7. For your ADS, it's going to be 6. Now, I actually did lower this from 8 to 8 because, again, I took a bunch of different pro settings this season in the new Simpsons season, and I averaged them out. So your build mode sensitivity multiplier is going to be at 2.0, while your edit mode is going to be 1% lower at 1.9, with the first person mode obviously going to be 1.0, and your used advanced options mode obviously needs to be ticked to on, ladies and gentlemen. This is very important. Make sure it's ticked to on and then click apply. And then once you do that, because a lot of people don't understand this, it unlocks a bunch of different settings. And as you guys can see, my look horizontal and vertical speed is at 43%. In my opinion, in a bunch of other pros, a lot of pros play anywhere from that 40 to 49% range. That's why I went ahead and averaged it out, and that met in the middle at 43.5%. For your boost, I don't see a lot of pros using boost. Again, it's personal preference. If you guys do want to try them out, try these settings out with boost, go ahead. I personally don't like boost. I like having a consistent setting because that's what's going to make you better, is consistency. Instant boost when building on, of course, and for your ADS, look horizontal and vertical speed is going to be at 17% with 0% boost as well, and your scope speed multiplier needs to be at 0.95x. And if you keep keep coming down to the advanced aiming sensitivity, most pros are playing on linear nowadays, except with a few exceptions. Some do play on exponential, but overall linear is the clear winner. And make sure that your precision aim and tracking aim assist strength is at 100%. Scroll on down here. A lot of pros use 5% on the left stick dead zone. That's the one you move around with. And they actually use 7% for the right stick dead zone in order to combat stick drift. And for their right and left trigger release, they're going to be playing at 29% for both. And as you guys can see, here are my buys. If you guys want to go and copy these down, no, I do play right hand claw. If you guys did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe. It's literally free and it helps me a ton. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.